Hello, my name is Pascal Bory, and during this presentation I will give you some information about the ethics review process for master dissertations within the group of biomedical sciences. Indeed, any research that is happening should fulfill legal and ethical standards for research. Therefore, every master dissertation that is being performed within the group of biomedical sciences should undergo a review process in which certain questions are being answered in order to see if a certain research project should submit an ethics approval or should receive an ethics approval. The goal of an ethics approval is to protect rights and interests of research participants, and of course an ethics committee, an ethics commission has the role to look at several aspects of a research project. There are mainly 7 elements for which has to be addressed during an ethics review process. Applicants should describe clearly the scientific design and the conduct of a study. What is the new element of this study? What does it add to existing literature? To what extent? What is the relevance of the study that is being performed? A research proposal should describe risks and potential benefits. What are potential risks of research participants that are included in a study? What are potential benefits that can be learned from a certain study? It should be clear from a proposal to an ethics committee which population is being integrated in a certain study and to what extent and how this recruitment of research participants is being done. Voluntary participation is a crucial element in research projects. Therefore, any inducements, financial benefits, and financial costs should be very clearly described. Everything should be done in a project to make sure that participants are truly informed and can participate in a voluntary way. Data from participants should be protected. Researchers should ensure participants' privacy, participants' confidentiality. Therefore, within any project proposal that is being submitted to an ethics committee, that should be clearly described how this will be fulfilled. Informed consent is an important part of research, and researchers should be clearly describe how participants will be informed about the research. The goal of the study should be clear. The risks of participation should be clear. The fact that participants can withdraw from the study at any moment, that should all be included in a research project. Consent should be clearly described. There should be a consent form in which research participants and researchers are signing and each providing a copy of the informed consent. Then finally, community considerations should be integrated. It's true that certain studies could have a stigmatizing effect on participants. Therefore, that should be clearly addressed in any protocol. So, ethics committees have a clearly role of looking at these several elements, and we have a responsibility as researchers to ensure that you address all of these elements in a research protocol. Within the group of biomedical sciences, we have yearly approximately 2,000 master dissertations. These master dissertations come under the direct responsibility of a supervisor. You, together with your supervisor, are responsible to ensure the ethical and legal standards of your research. In order to help you in having a good fulfillment of this requirement, we developed together with the Research Ethics Committee of the UZKU Leuven a procedure to facilitate the ethics approval of a master dissertation. Therefore, you will be asked to fill in a decision tree in which you will have to answer several questions about the type of research that you will be doing. Based on the answers that you will give to these questions, there are different outcomes. Or your study does not require ethics approval or has already been approved. Or in a second possibility, your study needs to be approved by the Research Ethics Committee of the university and the hospital. This is typically for studies using medical interventions. This can be giving drugs to patients. This can be as well certain medical interventions like imaging, providing diagnosis. It's clear that every case like this will have to get approval from the Research Ethics Committee. As well, if you use human material, human biological material, like tissues, blood, urine, and so on, you will need an ethics approval from the Research Ethics Committee. Some types of research will be approved through the OBC. OBC is a committee that closely works together with the Research Ethics Committee and is responsible for, together with the Research Ethics Committee, evaluating studies that fall outside of the remit of the law on human experimentation or are considered to be of very low risk. In particular, we think here of studies that are doing social scientific interventions, like an interview study, a questionnaire, or studies that are doing a retrospective data analysis of patient files. All these studies will receive Research Ethics Committee approval through mediation of the OBC. Then experiments that are working on animals or are using animal material will have to be evaluated by the Animal Ethics Committee. You have as well research that's being done on bodies donated for scientific research. All these projects will have to be evaluated by the Ethics Committee CARE, or Zorg in Dutch. And finally, if your study is being performed outside the university, you will have to get as well an ethics approval from a center outside of the UZ and KU Leuven. If you have any questions about the ethics review, I invite you to send an email to obc@kuleuven.be or having as well a look at our website.